Hi, I'm Jenna Anderson, and thank you so much for joining me again on another episode of Dooley's Friends. Today, we're going to be featuring a dog named Lizzie, and she is a beauty. So if you are looking for your best friend and you're looking to open up your heart and home, stay tuned, and Lizzie might just be the dog for you. So hello, we are joined today by Megan Hanley with aplaceforace.org. Hi, Megan. How are you today?
Hi, Jenna. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Good to see you. Megan, tell us a little bit for those of us that have not yet been to your website, aplaceforace.org, or seen you on your social media handles, Facebook and Instagram at A Place for Ace. Tell us a little bit about your organization.
Sure. So we are a nonprofit animal rescue based in Massachusetts. We save dogs from Southern Texas and we transport them north. All of our available animals are right on our website, aplaceforace.org. And we're always getting new dogs. So every few weeks, you'll see new faces on there. Definitely keep checking our website if you're looking for a specific breed. I guarantee we will eventually have the breed that you're looking for.
Do you know, it's so funny you should say that. I'm so glad you said that, I should say. One of the maybe more common things that I hear from people that say, oh, I don't know about rescuing. I want a insert specific breed here. I always say, unfortunately, that breed will come around,
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, rescue knows no bounds by what people think rescues are, you know, for lack of a better word, mutts. I have 3 mutts, that are mixed breeds, if you will. And they'll say, oh, I really want a golden retriever, or I really want a puppy, and I'm like, wait a little while, and that dog unfortunately will appear.
Wait a little while. If you're tempted to go to a breeder to get that black lab that you've been wanting for your family, look at local rescues. They will have black labs. I guarantee it, because there are labs being dumped all over the South.
It's so true. It knows no bounds. And that's the number one thing that I hear when I talk to people that have not rescued before, that they might be looking for a specific breed. And conversely, I know people personally, family, etc., that always got a specific breed. And then maybe over time, I've made some headway, and they've rescued, and they're so happy that they did. There is no better dog than a rescue dog.
Rescue is the best breed.
Exactly. So speaking of rescues, obviously, that's what this show is about. Tell us a little bit about how you get your dogs, how they become, I guess, part of A Place for Ace family.
Sure. So we are very connected on social media to our shelter partners. So many of our dogs come from the Abilene shelter in Texas, and they do have a Facebook page. And we get, I would say, about 80% from the San Antonio shelter. So what we do is when we log on to their page every day, we can see which animals are urgent. And by urgent, I mean at high risk of euthanization, just for space. These are healthy, adoptable dogs that are being put down because the shelters are over capacity and understaffed.
Wow.
So we would then connect with our shelter partners and assess how much space we have, which is why we are so desperately in need of fosters, so that we have a spot for that dog to go to.
Yes.
And everything is done through social media, through phone, through email. We'll ask about the dog's temperament and health and get the dog out of there if we can, if we have space.
Wow, that's amazing. So, it sounds to me like you are trying to, certainly take as many dogs as you can to get them out of those horrible situations where they've been homeless or neglected or in a shelter, and bring them here so you can network them and find them a happy and stable home. So for those of us, I've fostered for you before. Foster failed our friend Frankie. And my experience with your organization was a terrific one. So tell us a little bit about how somebody watching here today can apply to be part of your family in a foster to help save some dogs.
Absolutely. So the first step would be to head to our website, aplaceforace.org. There are 2 applications on there, the foster application and the adoption application. So depending on where your interest lies, you should fill that out. And then a member of our team will reach out for an interview. If you have space in your heart and your home, please sign up to foster. We provide all of the supplies, all of the food. It doesn't cost a penny. We pay for everything. All you need to do is love on the dog for a little while before they find their forever home.
What better job is there than that? To have a dog just to love until they find their forever home. And again, speaking from experience with your great organization, Megan, when we fostered Frank, Joe arrived with toys. So you even gave us toys for Frankie, food, he had a collar, all of those necessities, and we failed him pretty quick. Or I know that Megan's team would have kept supplying us with food and what we needed to keep Frank until he found his forever home. So,
and Joe, the foster director on my team, provides a lot of support. Yes. So, not only will we provide the food and the toys, we'll provide support if you need help, if you have a question about behavior. I don't think our team members sleep. They're always available. That's how amazing they are. Yeah. And so I just want to throw that out too. If you're a first-time foster, we will walk you through it and educate. Yes,
absolutely. I know you will. And it is so, every time we have fostered, it is the most gratifying experience. People will say, I don't know how you give them up, but you give them up because you know they're going to a great home, and that's what makes it worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's move on then to adoption. So if somebody wants to jump right in and adopt one of your special dogs, well, actually, let's talk a little bit first about Lizzie, and then we can talk about how people would apply to adopt Lizzie.
Sure. So many of the dogs that we take here from Texas have experienced a certain level of neglect, trauma, or abuse, or all 3. Lizzie was in a kill shelter with her 2 siblings. She was completely shut down. She was in a cage by herself. I can probably send you the video after, but she was in the corner, just, a cage with cement, shaking and trembling for months. That was her life. Wow. So I saw that video and said, we need to get all 3 of them out. Her sibling Pepper found a forever home, and the other sibling Salt is still in foster care. So Lizzie right now is in foster care in Somerville, Massachusetts, with a great family that fosters for us. They take some of the dogs that have been really shut down. So Lizzie is a 1-year-old Kelpie Shepherd mix. She's gorgeous. She is gorgeous. She's beautiful. She photographs so well. It was so easy to get beautiful pictures. She needs a very unique adopter. So we are looking for an adopter with no other pets and no small kids, because she's very fearful. So it's not that she doesn't like kids. It's just that younger kids might get in her face and startle her through no fault of their own. Once she starts to trust you, she will bond with you and be your shadow, but she needs a lot of time to get used to her person. The unique thing about Lizzie is she's extremely submissive. So sometimes when dogs have been abused or traumatized, that can come out in fear aggression, and
Mhm.
she doesn't have any of that. I mean, she would not hurt a soul. So we're not talking about fear-based aggression at all. She just wants to stay inside. She's not a type of dog that wants to go on long walks. She doesn't want to be around a lot of people.
Yep.
That could change. That could change eventually when she lets her guard down. But we need someone who's going to be extremely committed to her and not push her beyond what she wants to do.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Sounds like the perfect dog for some empty nesters.
Absolutely.
Yes, there are a lot of those on the Cape, a lot of active adults on the Cape. So I think she's the perfect dog to join many of my neighbors. I'll go knock on some doors
Yay.
after. But it's funny, speaking from experience, one of our rescue, Sasha, when she first came to us, she barely would walk out of the yard. She would hear the flag ripple on a flagpole down the street. And, but over time, to your point, you never know, certainly Megan, but over time, she was walking around the little neighborhood and walking, but it takes time.
It
She
takes
wouldn't leave
time.
the yard for a while.
It may take a year,
Yep,
and that's okay. We
it
just
is.
need a family to understand that this is a long-term process, and it
Right.
may take her a year to come out of her shell.
Yep, absolutely. And during that year, she'll be bonding to you and loving you, and then it will be so worth it in the end, as it
Yeah,
always is. Yeah,
absolutely.
that's terrific. So tell us how we would go and apply to adopt Lizzie.
So first, read her profile on our website, and then submit an adoption application on aplaceforace.org.
Okay.
The process takes about a week between background checks, reference checks, and an interview and a home visit.
Mhm.
And if you are approved, you could certainly meet her. You could go to Somerville, meet the couple who has been fostering her, and they'll tell you everything you need to know. And if you're approved, you could take her home that same day.
That's great. And Megan, tell us about the home visit. So that can be done now via Skype or FaceTime, or correct?
Yes, due to COVID, we're doing everything on Zoom or Skype. And so for the home visits, we're not looking to make sure that your bed is made and your house is
That's
well
good.
decorated. We just want to make sure it's safe for a dog. So we'll just walk through your home, make sure there are not a lot of wires hanging around, or anything a dog could get into. It's very quick. It takes about 15 minutes tops. And so that's the final step in the adoption process.
That's good. That's good on the bed making. Mine's normally filled with dogs. So
Yeah. Well, we like to see that. We approve.
okay, that's terrific. So go check out Megan and her fabulous organization, aplaceforace.org, to become one of her fosters, to adopt one of her dogs, and to show her some support. I've seen Megan and her team do so much great work over the years, and it's certainly a pleasure to have you on the show today, Megan.
Thank you, Jenna. And thank you for being a part of that team. You've been fostering for us and you adopted from us. And, we appreciate all of the support. And I do want to just give a shout out to my team, Jill,
Yeah.
Susan, Becky, and Joe. They work tirelessly around the clock on holidays, on weekends.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
we can do this without them. So thank you guys.
Good point. Yeah. Rescue for you does not stop on a holiday. So
Rescue never sleeps.
rescue never sleeps. I know. Good point. And you're absolutely right. Great experience that I had with aplaceforace.org. I could not recommend them more. So check them out. Megan, thank you so much. Great to see you.
Thank you. See you
Okay.
soon.
I'll
Bye.
see you soon. Bye.